All right, boys and girls, we're going to continue learning about trade barriers and other items that has to do with the Canadian economy. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday with barriers. You guys should know what trade barriers are. There's man-made ones. There's natural ones. There are obstacles that are going to stop trade. Like we said, natural trade barriers, picking up from yesterday, were the natural trade barriers like mountain ranges, deserts, rainforests. We talked about the St. Lawrence Seaway that can obviously block the trade. And there was a picture of that icebreaker breaking up the ice in the St. Lawrence Seaway. All right, barriers. Uh, Countries sometimes have to set up trade barriers to restrict trade because they want to produce their own good and sell them in their own country. These trade barriers are political and they're called tariffs, quotas, and trade embargoes. They're usually meant to help domestic producers remain competitive with foreign producers in the world marketplace. And we've talked about these a lot. It's a nice little review for you. Tariffs are taxes. Remember, TA for tariff, TA for tax, and they're placed on imported goods. They cause the consumer to pay a higher price for an imported item, thus increasing the demand for a lower priced item produced domestically. For example, Canada could place a tariff on all imported paper products, thus making Canada paper products cheaper for its consumers. And then they have to get their paper from Dunder Mifflin. That's a joke. Quotas. Quotas, remember QU? We talked about like a quarter. It's a number, right? It's a set number, a quarter quota. Quotas are restrictions on the amount of a good that can be imported in a country. Quotas can cause shortages, which cause prices to rise. We're only going to take 10,000 or 20,000, and that's it. And then, of course, an embargo is when a political barrier stops trade at all. They don't want to trade with that country, and it could be something to do with war. They don't agree with them. In recent years, Canada's joined the U.S. and European Union in economic embargo with Iran because of the nuclear program there. Currency exchange. It's a difficult thing to understand. We did talk about, if you remember, I brought in some Canadian money to show you guys, right? Currency is something that's assigned value. It can be used to purchase goods and services in a market. We have dollar bills, $5 bills. We have green. And we also have coins, quarters, pennies, nickels, dimes. Because countries have different forms of currency, international trade requires a system for exchanging currencies between nations. Money from one country must be converted to the currency of another country to pay for goods in that country. And we talked about how you can, Google currency exchange and put in the different numbers. And there you see some of the Canadian money. Matter of fact, some of that I brought into the class. Now, the exchange rate. Exchange rate is what the currency of a nation is worth in terms of another country's currency. For example, when this was made, the exchange rate of $1.34 of Canadian to the US dollar means that $1.34 Canadian was worth only one US dollar. So depending on which way you're going, there is a difference with that. Foreign exchange makes it easier, though, to trade all around the world. And there you see some of the different samples there. And those do change all the time. These are not really up to date.